Well, I just finished doing my opening video and I said, hey, we're bidding on Tuscan Prince. We were bidding on Tuscan Prince. I think yesterday's price point on the other 3-year-old he sold was extraordinarily high, so I shouldn't be shocked. I didn't think Tuscan Prince would demand this amount of money, but hey, maybe ours will sell good tomorrow because of it. Let's talk about the race horses. A couple of these horses are in the sale. We'll start with Brace for Landing, who is in the sale. I don't like, you guys know, I don't like that class ladder racing. I would rather have some consistency. Non-winners of 4 up to 7, up to 10, and then open. I don't mind open backup class and up and around, but when you don't have an open horse, trotter or pacer, and you're forced to run up and down and end up there for 2 or 3 starts and then inch your way down, and then down here you do really good, and then up you go again to get your head beat in. I don't like doing it at all. And Brace for Landing is kind of stuck in that trap at the Meadows. He raced great, second and third his last 2 starts, and he'll continue to race good. But I know you throw another second at them, he's going to end up in the open where he doesn't belong, and then I'll be a little disappointed. So he is up for sale tomorrow. We'll see what happens with him. International Man, that break the other night, he was hitting the bike. We can fix everything I saw with International Man, and I was a little down on myself for not having it squared away before the race, but the only way to know that would have been to school him, and we weren't going to school him when we could put him in to go. Won't happen again, I don't think. Save America was great, raced great the other night, second. Little Rocket Man. Spitfire Overseas continues to get better, a little bit better every week. And although he was beat, 7, 8, 9, 10 lengths, 2 horses got away on him, I think he looked mechanically better to me. Texon Soprano, a little flat the other night, wasn't he? Just a little bit flat, but he'll bounce back and come around. They can't be good all the time, right? If you're going to race 25, 30 times over a year, 25 for sure, at least 20% of those are going to be suspect races. No one races good for 25 races. It's impossible. Well, some do, but it's very, very rare. And Texon Soprano has shown flashes. He tried a 53 2 starts ago. He's a good horse. He'll bounce back. Just got to take our time. All Gas No Brakes was great the other night, getting up to win. Looked very, very good in doing it. Greatest Ending, just please, for the love of God, just give me one firm track with this horse. Muddy Bar Shoes, not a good combo, and he's had 3 races in a row of them. Looks like money. Again, I hope that Logan Park and those horses disappear for the winter, and we can get Looks Like Money in a tiny bit softer as the winter goes on. This horse will do well, I believe. Will do well, I believe, all winter long. Now, somebody had said, well, he must be worth 140 because Southwind Cores went for that. The only reason Southwind Cores went for 140 was because I was the underbidder. We were bidding on Southwind Cores, and as it generally happens, you're not going to outbid Mark Weaver and Ron Burke. That's who bought the horse. That was the top end of what he was worth, and for other reasons than what money would be worth. For those of you out there saying, well, money's worth 140, I'll tell you what he'd bring right now on gate would be 85 to 95,000. And people may disagree, but it's kind of do this for a living. So I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm right. Where are we at here? I jumped right over JK Victory. We should begin to train him. Probably should have trained today. I talked to Jason. He didn't say anything about JK Victory, which is neither bad nor good. I'm not really worried about the good part. He had a rather lackluster end of the summer into fall, and we're trying to get him back onto where he was when he first went down there this year. So again, we'll train him down at Northfield where he trained. I doubt you'll see him race at Northfield Park. For those of you saying absolutely can't, he was second in the Milstein here at 3. He can. I just don't think he's super comfortable on a half-mile track. I didn't think he was super comfortable on a 5/8, but Hoosiers closed. He's not going to the Meadowlands. He's not going to Mohawk. So we'll see how JK Victory, where we can get him going in a place where he's comfortable. What do we got next? Neptune looked very, very good training. I was beside him jogging today too. He looks really nice. Really happy with him. Rock Shining Star just needs to come back to life. Again, a little flat his last couple, but I'm sure he'll be just fine very, very soon. 3-point blue chip race, great. What a terrible trip he got. And I keep saying it. I'm not saying it was Tyler's fault. He put the horse in a good spot. It just didn't work out. Troisa was very, very good training this week. I went with him myself. He's a good-looking horse. Yo Mister, a little flat. Scope 3 out of 5 for Mucus. Got some work to do there, but I'm sure he'll be better next week. Chevron's Bypass will come back in this week or next, I'm not sure. 3 weeks I wanted to give her. Whatever the 3-week mark is, that's when she'll come back. Delicious Stone DK, great news with this guy. I really didn't know how that coin flip would go. We ended up having to do 2 procedures on his throat. The first one was to alleviate a entrapment, and it worked, but there was a gigantic ulcer underneath that was causing some potentially causing some paralysis. So we went in and took that membrane out. It's very, very common, but it's a little more invasive than just the entrapment procedure. So we took that membrane out. I talked to Dr. Rosenbacher myself this morning. He said everything looks good. He's on track. He's back on track. So it doesn't help. He did get injured in a hind leg last year, but this extra time certainly doesn't hurt him. So we'll see how he moves forward from now. But his throat, which I was extremely concerned about, appears to be back to normal and operating properly. So he'll be back in full jogging and training very soon. Patrick the Piranha, again, just got to get him in the right class. And again, if we're going to run into a snowstorm or a terrible mud or anything like that, we need to get those flip-flops off him if we're racing in Dayton. But it's neither here nor there. So that is that for your racehorses. Still got the 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds to talk about. I'll be back doing them in just a second.